Hi friends, welcome back and testing tutorials point. This is Lokesh Gorantla and today we are going to discussing about our new playlist called Selenium Java Hybrid Framework with the UI and API automation testing. Okay, this is basically I'm doing some of the peoples are asking me to do for some Selenium Java framework. Okay, which is hybrid and cucumber framework. They asked me, and now I started with the hybrid, and then we'll go for cucumber framework also. They want the framework like when any member want to see the some POC point. What are the main things they have to see? That purpose they want for the framework structure and everything. Because for them only, I'm going to creating this particular things like if you're like in your automation tester in your company manager or higher managers are asked you to do some POC point of view, this particular tool is fit to our application or not. Then what are the things you have to see? Okay. Now I took that Selenium Java hybrid framework. Okay. And in your case, if it is come for playwright with the TypeScript or something, it will come. Okay. Similar format is there, but the way you show that is a more important. Okay. And this particular playlist I'm going to cover for for introduction of what is POC and why it is important and how to pick the right framework and POC implementation plan, how you are going to do for the planning of your POC structure and building that POC point which you have planned, right? Then how you are going to build those things and then framework setup and everything. Okay, this will see for step by step. Okay, if something I missed out, please add after that in my comment. Don't forget to subscribe and share to your friends and don't forget to like also. Okay, if you like, it will reach to more peoples. Okay, let's start now the video. Okay, first one is what is sorry introduction to what is POC and why it is important. Okay, let's assume that this particular Selenium Java hybrid framework with REST assured and UI framework to building your application. Before you need to jump into framework setup and do some coding, what is the main important things to understand? Okay, that is first you have to understand what is POC. What is POC is this? Is a and very important automation project to should start with the one of the place. Okay. POC means it is an automation testing, why it is a crucial and how you design and simple, effective and before POC and finalize the your framework. If you are directly like if someone is say that do some framework means without getting some knowledge directly you are picking the code like some YouTube channel, check this YouTube channel, the framework, yeah, they provide the framework. Now you will set up in your application and going doing. This is not the correct way to do the framework structure. While you're learning time, that's a perfect. While doing the POC time, you should not do uh, code immediately. Okay, you have to think the POC point of view automation framework how it is there and whether it is fitable feasible to the your application or not you have to think and some places will happen like the same framework structure they want to build API and UI both the things and sometimes they will ask you to create in the same place for mobile application also whether that also it will be fitable or not you have to think. Okay, you can able to write the code but sorry you can able to write and do but whether it will be fitable or not and those everything you have to think and also whether you need to keep some logs. These all the points you have to think like Now my application is UI, it is there, web application. I can able to go for Selenium with Java. Now in this Selenium with Java, what are the things you need to do, that you have to imagine. Okay, this particular page I have to keep it separate place and I need to consume those locators and I'll keep it. And the same time, if API also they included, then without impacting already old code, how I can able to implement this API code also inside a existing framework, how I can able to implement those things, you have to understand. Okay, first of all, what is POC? A POC is a proof of concept. Proof of concept means you are creating a small quicker to do that, check particular technologies, static or framework actually works for your project requirement. Based upon your project requirement, it is a fitable or not, the technology it will work or not, whether already existing peoples are there, those peoples can I reuse to build a faster automation or not. If they don't know, if I take some new person, whether he can able to do it or not, this all the structure you have to do and everything you need to learn. Okay, and full framework time also, it is a feasibility validation and speed up reporting and everything you have to think before building complete a framework. Okay, like here first you need to do for manual process, then you need to create for POC point of view, then you need to create the framework, and finally you have to use for CI CD pipeline to integration for that particular place. Okay, first you need to check the process of manually that particular application, what are the things is there, whether the Selenium is able to provide that particular action or not. Okay, this everything you have to think manually, you have to check your application end to end, and then you need to think that particular framework whether it will be helpful or not. Okay, why do we need a POC? After you created the proof of concept, manual process, like manually you check the application, now it is a feasible, then what exactly you need to do? We need a POC. Why do you we need a POC point of things? First of all, here you need to think key reasons. Okay, key reasons nothing but feasibility. First you have to check feasibility, and then tool comparison and integration check, and then performance validation and learning. Okay, and feasibility check, what exactly you will think. Can Selenium with the rest assured and Java run together under TestNG or not? TestNG or JUnit, whether it will be run or not. Selenium plus rest assured, this both run together under a TestNG or not. Okay, first you have to check, sorry, this feasibility in your framework. Okay, and then you need to use the tool comparison. Tool comparison is like a is TestNG better than the Cucumber for this project or not? Okay, better than Cucumber for this project or not, you have to check. Okay, Once you check, integration check you have to do. Okay. And here it is a can report and logs and CI/CD pipelines be easily added or not. Okay. This thing you have to check. Reports, that particular framework you can able to add a report, sorry, a report and logs, and the CI/CD pipeline time also, whether I can able to set up easily or not. If it is very difficult to handle, then it is a issue. You need some support. If that person also get I'm not able to do, means then again it is a issue, because you've done the POC, you've done the report, you've done the framework structure, you added for the logs, you added for all the code. Now that code is not able to set up in the pipeline. That's a waste, right? All the days are gone. This point of view also we need to check. Then only we can able to do the coding. Until that we should not do the coding. Okay. Now performance. How fast are tests executes executing in place? Okay, whether it is local or it is in a pipeline, wherever it is. Okay, performance is a mandatory. How fast it is going to execute. If it is very slow, then again the pipeline will be a fail. Then we can't see for the reports, and regression also will go for a small thing. You have to think this performance place. If something I had done the code, that particular code where if I'm doing in a pipeline place, if I integrate with the dev coding, like whenever the dev is deploying in the test environment, here basically pipelines is nothing but we have different environments. Okay. There are different environments. One is dev and another one is a test, another one is a QA, or they can able to call it as a UAT and prod. Okay, these are the four different things will be there. Dev basically developers will use. Okay, and there they can able to do whatever they want. Test environment we are going to test for our purpose. It will not be a change. Okay, the code will be presented, but what will happen? The dev team was they fix the code and they can able to deploy into our project test environment location. And QAT or UAT they call it is a standard coding. Standard coding is nothing but the code will be stability will be presented. Test and dev there is no stability because keep on there deploying it. Once test environment code is stable, then they will move into QA or UAT environment. This environment will be a keep on like a stable will be a presented, means code will not be a change, and prod also stability will be presented. Okay, most of the time if test and dev and test are application got crashed, then we can able to see QA and prod. Okay, whether it is crashed or not. If it is not crashed, means the something issue in the two dev and test environment, they can able to roll back their code and they can able to bring back our application. Okay, a prod environment it will be stability will be presented. Okay, and this particular situation you have to think like, if I run in a pipeline, now dev is going to commit the code into a test environment. If I integrate my with a smoke suit to test every time, okay, if it is take very long time, then it's a issue because keep on it is loading, it is taking more time, the deployment will be a uh, take more time to deploy, right? It is not a good practice. Then we need to think whether this particular automation framework it will do faster, like within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If I added for main features, whether it will take for 15 to 20 minutes or not. If you exceed 1 hour, then it is a late, right? Then we need to think how much fast we can able to do it, that particular coding. Okay, that also you have to think. And sanity check also, sometimes we need to run some couple of, like, this is not a mandatory one they can able to, but what will happen, there are some situations your application every time not working properly, like morning time it is working, evening it is not working. In this particular situation also you can able to run some set of codes daily base in the morning and evening. Definitely higher management will ask you that point also. You have to think that perspective also. If I run twice in a day, if something is broken, if I am able to finding, then definitely the framework is fail. I can able to quickly get some information. That information I can pass to the dev team. They can able to fix it. Like that, you have to think. Okay, this is a performance validation purpose. Okay, and learning category also, like a while the team while the team be able to understand and contribute easily or not, they have to think. Okay, if they are not able to understand the framework and they are not contributing their coding, definitely it is a issue, right? Because they are not able to understand the framework, again it is a failure of code, right? Okay, this is all about for key reasons and why do we need a POC point of things. Okay, you have to think those things. And now if you go for another topic, like a how to do a POC. Okay, here you need to follow the step by step. Okay, first one, first step you have to understand, like a understand understand the project requirement. Okay, first understand the project requirement. If you are not understand the project requirement, it is a waste of time to do the POC. Okay, if you are not understand that particular topics, definitely it's a waste of time to do. It is a UI based application or API and DB and mobile or some of the things. Okay, if anything is required, tableau view or those things. Okay, whether your project requirement is only UI. Okay, that moment you choose the Selenium and then you are going to do some POC point of view. That Selenium, our application, what all the things is presented in a UI. Alerts is there, multiple windows is there, actions is there. Some of the actions like right click and drag and drop is there. Okay, web table is there, and I can able to do paginations, and some of the waiting is there, and downloading is there. Okay, okay, in these concepts are presented, whether the Selenium is supported or not. You have to see that Selenium perspective, whether this all the topics, whether it will be handled or not. In case your application have shadow down and also frames it is there. Okay, how it will be implemented, like whether it will be handled or not, those things, those all the information you have to gather and see before coding. You have to take the all the necessary information for that. If it is API, from the API perspective, my API will provide you. Now my API wants like a API wants for JSON format of API. I have XML type of response it is providing, whether my Java. Java Selenium is support rest assured is supporting or not. Okay, and in this particular place I have some error codes, all error codes it is able to support or not. Okay, and some image format of APIs is there, whether if I provide some image APIs, whether it will be handle or not, those things we need to consider. And also access token, very most important one is access token. This access token, whether I can able to create globally and can I able to use in entire my framework or not. If it is expire, can I recreate and do the some actions or not. These are the information we can able to see. Okay. And DB also, like whether my DB database, okay, from this particular database, whether my Java Selenium, whether I can able to connect or not. And if I use for reusable method, reuse method, okay, to get some select query values, whether it will be fitable or not. But I have a DB with the two different databases, okay, two different databases. If I create one reuse method, I can able to pass those particular names or not. Those things also we need to consider. Okay. And some point of view like your framework they want to build for API and you are both into a same place, then you have to think how you can able to implement. Okay, these are the things you have to understand the project based requirement. Okay, then next point you have to do select candidate tools. Okay, here example like you are going to take for Selenium. Okay, rest assured, okay, test ng and extend report. Okay, like this. Okay, you can able to change based upon in case if uh, your manager says that I don't want Selenium itself, I want some POC point of view for playwright or any other programming language, then you need to modify here. Here it will come for Selenium and here sorry playwright, and here it will come for there is no API related because it is having for inbuilt of API automation, then not required to mention. And here like a mocha or something which tool you are going to use based upon that, and the report also you need to mention based upon your requirement things. Okay, and then once you selected those things, even you have to select from the candidate whether the peoples already know the Selenium and the language, whether they can able to adopt this particular framework or not. Those everything you have to use it. Once you understand and done these two steps, and then you have to do the step is like implement one or two simple tests. What you can able to do here is a UI login case, and from API any get method you can able to implement. Okay, once you done this particular requirement, then you can able to generate a sample report. For this particular report, basically you can able to use for extend report, or you can able to use for allure report. Okay, anything you can able to use it. Okay, And once you have done and implemented everything, then you need to evaluate your result. From this particular evaluation, it is basically integration with the pipeline. Okay. From the pipeline, you done the integration with the pipeline. Okay. From the pipeline, the performance is good and team is comfortable. Okay. Team is comfort. Then you can able to do that evaluation. Focus, you have to focus on the pipeline integrations and performance and team comfortable in this particular framework or not. These are all the things you have to do. And finally, present this entire information into higher management. Okay, here you need to use the some information like a summary, summarize that entire information and what the pros and cons. Okay, and what you are going to do for next step. Okay, this all information you have to do. Once you analysis first, you need to do the analysis of this and do the tools and then implement one sample program and then generate one report and sit with your teammates and explain the framework how it is there and what are the things they can everything you can showcase, then integrate with the pipeline. In that particular pipeline, once that particular two scripts are working perfectly and gives the result, and it is generated for the result like allo report or extension report. Okay, and that particular report you are able to send via email or not, those things also you can able to check. Once you are able to generate and send the report to everyone, then you can able to give the final presentation into higher management. And here whenever you are going to explain, here is a most important thing is here only. Presentation is the most important thing. Okay, here what exactly you need to go. Prepare one beautiful PPT and there you mention that what exactly your framework first, title and who's done. And the second slide, you can go and do the summarizing. There's some few points. Don't keep for lengthy points. Specific point like what framework you are using. Okay. And what are the things you are going to like a UI, API, both the combination, and what type of report you are going to generate, and what is the framework you are using, like TestNG or JUnit, things whether you are using or not, those things you are keeping high level summarization. Okay, and then what is the advantage of this particular framework comparing to any other programming language or anything. Okay, and you can mention for all advantages and disadvantage also. Then finally provide that this is a starting point we have done for two sample scripts and what exactly you are going to do for the next sprint or next step. Okay, this information you have to give clear picture to the higher management. Okay, this is the most important one. Okay, critical place like after this everything, right? Okay, what is the critical for the successful POC? Okay. Hmm. Successful POC. After doing your POC, you will need to evaluate and successful or not, and everything you need to do. You have to prepare some checklist to make that test is running like end of the day. Here, after presenting here the steps and right, you have to provide some screenshot also, like run all the test cases from the framework and make it for API and UI. Some tag based it is running, and if you want for only API, this tag will be used. and those things. Okay, checklist you have to provide. Test run is successful, yes. UI plus API, and report is generated automatically, yes. It is done in the code lines, like once it is done, then it is given. And code is reusable and maintainable or not, like if you create one particular method, whether you can able to reuse any other place or not. Already our framework, you created some easiest methods or not, and then we can able to maintain properly or not without modifying more steps. Okay, and easy to integrate with the Jenkins or not. Okay, minimal steps, complex is present or not, those everything you have to explain. Okay, once explained, then you can able to give some example scenarios also to the management. Say like both UI and API validation, one Selenium test validation login and a web app, one rest assured like things, and then both you can run first. Okay, you have to show them once it is PPT, everything is completed. You have to show your framework there, like this is my Selenium test validation login, and here is my rest assured test fetching the user profile data. Okay, both the APIs, because we already told here, right? UI and API get methods. Okay, and both are using for test engine to generate extension report. Okay, and if all this runs fine and integrated easily, and you can able to say successfully my POC got done. And once it is generated, and once you run your application, and you show that in the pipeline also, after running you generate that extension report, that report is coming into the email. That email you can show into the POC time, showcasing time, then it will be a more successful your POC, and nobody will not say that is now working as expected, like that. Nobody will not do your comment. You will not get some comment. And end of the summary, you have to mention for any QA questions are there, like questions are there or not, you have to ask. If someone have some question, maybe while doing your POC point of view, and you're doing your point of view automation and POC, some other person will think for different way. He will ask you why this Selenium is better than the Playwright. Then you have to explain it. And most important thing is a cost, cost base. Okay, cost nothing but whether I want to buy a tool to do automation or without buy a tool. No, that's not the cost. Card cost is basically the member, not for the tool. Example, I'll tell you here. More on for what you can say. Now Selenium, you can see in the market, minimum 70-80% of the people know the Selenium Java. Okay, there are 10 or 15% of people know the Playwright. Okay, this time if I choose my Playwright, okay, now if I do some POC, and if I want to pull some team members, do I need to give the training and then they need to do something? Again, it is a cost is more, because they have to adopt this particular Playwright. Again, they need to implement. This will take some time, but it will be successful. It will happen, because I have also done the same format. Okay, if I take for Selenium, the member already know the Selenium and also Java, then we can able to adopt him quicker, and means there is no time waste, and they can able to do quickly done. Okay, if someone person don't know anything, he's done the POC directly done for the coding without knowing this all the concepts, that POC point will be a not be a successful. Okay, this all about for starting introduction for this particular POC, and what is the important and all. Okay, next video session time we can pick our how to pick the right framework and all we can see in that particular place. Okay, don't forget to subscribe and like my video. If you like, definitely will reach more peoples. Okay, thank you for watching and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.